What is up? What is up, everybody? Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Today is Black Monday, which I'm going to have my sound effects again soon. But yeah, today is Black Monday. I told y'all I was going to be more consistent. So here I am. Yay. um, excited. I've got feeling very motivated in a very creative spirit. Shout out to my guy JV in the chat. I know it'll be more of you guys coming in. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. If you just give me a thumbs up or put some stars in the chat, letting me know that you are here and that you can hear me. But today, we're not gonna be too long. I'm trying to start getting these lives done in about an hour because I realize when you go over an hour, like I'm the only weirdo that likes to watch 2 and 3 hour lives and will sit there and watch every second. But I know most people don't have time for that. And I'm trying to make sure that people actually can hear my content. You know what I'm saying? It's not getting lost in hours of content. So anyway, but let's get right into it because today is Black Monday. We are on Eberflus firing watch. Do I think Eberflus gets fired today? Right now, no. Uh-oh. I don't think he gets fired today, even though I want his ass to get fired today. I've been wanting his ass to get fired since the bye week. But of course, he is still here with us. He is still here with us. But I think that we are going to drag this out. I think that he ultimately gets fired. I think that he's already fired basically, but y'all know our owner. Y'all know our owner. And y'all know he gonna drag this shit out. This is what he does. He has to drag it out for suspense. That's what he does. Where he at? I need to get the other one on. But I just put up the graphic. But yeah, y'all know our owner, Mr. Jerry Wayne Jones. So y'all know he gonna drag this shit out. Because he wants to build suspense. And I think he's going to want to build suspense all the way up until the Super Bowl. Now, I'm hoping that we don't wait because we have a chance here to get a head start. We have a chance here to get a head start on doing our coaching interviews. And I've done some great research on who our defensive coordinators will be. I will be doing that show later this week as well. I'm not sure if I want to split it up into multiple shows or if I want to just put it all out, but I will be putting out my top 5 defensive coordinator candidates. I will be putting that out this week. I'll do another live to go over that. But anyway, yeah, I think Eberflus, I think he's gone. I think he's gone. He's basically what you call a dead man walking. He's been a dead ever since they moved his ass to the booth, which he ain't never coached at. He ain't never coached in the booth. I mean, he's coached there, coaching the booth, but never in the NFL. He's done. But Jerry will drag this out for clicks and views, build suspense, because what Jerry wants is that while the Super Bowl is going on, he wants us to be the center of attention. That's what Jerry's doing. So while people should be focused on whoever's in the Super Bowl, Jerry wants people talking about, oh my God, who is Dallas next DC? They interviewing all these people. So, but just know that it is coming. There have already been a lot of firings. Raheem Morris, shout out to my guy Lou. He thinks that he would be a great defensive coordinator for us, as well as some other guys. Y'all check out his channel. But yeah, many coaches have already got fired. They got rid of Pete Carroll, Kevin Stefanski. Pete Carroll kind of shocked me. I didn't think that they was gonna do Pete like that, but they did. So, but they did. So, but y'all know, please, and I didn't do this last video, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button, right? It says about 10 of y'all here watching. I know it's probably more of y'all on X or Twitter. Please hit the like button. If you are on X or Twitter, please come over to the YouTube side and hit the like button. Help Stargazer Sports grow. We're getting closer and closer to 1,000 subscribers. So please like, share, and subscribe to Stargazer Sports if you haven't already. JV said, I will watch the extended live streams. I do have things I be doing during those extended live streams. Exactly. I just like to have them on in the background, but some people don't like it. So I'm trying to get them a little bit shorter. He said, I think they're trying to come up with some sort of excuse to keep Eberflus. You know, that is a theory. But you know what I said today? I said, they probably are. You know, JV, they probably are looking for a reason, because they said they need about 10 to 15 days to evaluate. 10 to 15 days. So they're going to look thoroughly and see if there's any way to save him. But I'm telling you, there's not. There's not a way to save him, baby, because we started off the worst and we ended up the worst. Let me say it again. We started off the worst. We ended up the worst. I do think Jerry and them tried to save him, and I don't think Jerry and them want to fire him. Why don't they want to fire him? Because he is their hand-chosen guy. He is a beloved son. They groomed him and brought him up into the NFL. So that's why they did all that scrambling at the trade deadline, right? Brought in Quinn Williams, brought in Logan Wilson, because they were trying to save his job. They was trying to save his job, but now he about to lose his job. It's done. It's done. And hopefully we'll have time. We're going to go through the Steven interview if we can, but there's nothing. And you see, Mike Nolan, y'all remember Mike Nolan from 2020? He had a better chance at saving his job than Eberflus, because Mike Nolan's defense, the second half of the season, started trending up. Same thing with Mike Zimmer's defense, started trending up, right? Eberflus, your defense probably trended up for about 1 to 2 weeks, but when we really look at it, did you really trend up during those weeks that we won? Did he really trend up during those weeks? Versus the Raiders, versus Philly, versus Kansas City, because I don't think he really trended up. It was that our offense was clicking on all cylinders, right? And so them getting 1 to 2 to 3 stops a game was enough. But at no point did he ever trend up. At no point did things get better. Now, I will say that I think the run defense might have improved, but you're still the worst defense in the league. You're still the worst defense in the league, the worst in franchise history, in the sixth, I think it's the sixth worst, the sixth worst in NFL history. Your defense gave up over 500 points this season. Over 500 points. And I was thinking, because I'm just going to talk to y'all a little bit, because I was saying, and then they're going to look extensively, because they're going to look at, did any player's progress? You know, was there any improvement? And I'm like, no player was developed or progressed under this regime. The players that played well, Quentin Williams, he's an all-pro player. He came here all-pro. So Eberflus can't take credit for that. Jadeveon Clowney balled the fuck out, but Shoddy bought him here. And Jadeveon Clowney been that. He was the number 1 pick in his draft. He's just old, so of course, you know, his play had waned. But I mean, I feel like how he played for us, like he got a second wind. And he is a part of my offseason plan, but we're going to get into it. But he said he's still under contract. The cheapness of the Joneses. We need to win Super Bowl ring. I agree with that, Kim, please. Y'all put that in the chat. Put the 6s in the chat. Put 6 stars in the chat. Put 6 stars in the chat, because we are trying to manifest. I'm stealing this from my guy, Henny, just for this show. I ain't going to do it every show. But we are trying to manifest a 6th Super Bowl, right? We're trying to call forth that 6th Super Bowl to us. So please put 6 stars in the chat. Thank you. And make sure, I see it's a lot of y'all watching or y'all coming in. Please hit the like button, the share button, and please subscribe to Stargazer Sports if you have not done so already. Please. Okay, but anyway, I got this all planned out, y'all. So this is gonna be a smooth show. So starting off, this was really supposed to be the Matt Eberflus is gone. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, JV. But of course he's still here, and I just explained why. So, but anyway, his ass is fired. Even if they do an extensive evaluation, you will find nothing. You will find nothing that you can hold on to because the run we had started, and that's what Jerry and Steve was like. We had started to get the run down, and then that turned to shit. Like everything just continued to turn to shit. At no point did Eberflus make a quarterback look incompetent. Right? Is that so? I'm glad. Do your extensive research, Jerry. If you want to look at the data, which I don't think Jerry doing that. I think they already done that shit, but I'm saying he's dragging it out for clicks and views. But if the other theory is true that they are trying to find a reason, just go ahead. I'm so comfortable with them doing an extensive dive into Eberflus because they're gonna find out this is worse than what we thought. This is actually worse than what we thought. And then if you look back at these players, like they brought over Kenneth Murray and Kyer Elam, these guys were not that damn bad on their previous teams. I'll say it again. These guys were not that damn bad. Were they good, great, or elite? Hell no. But they were serviceable. They were serviceable. Kyer Elam wasn't even serviceable for us. We had to cut him. Remember, Kyer Elam was playing in the playoffs for the Bills. He was playing for Sean McDermott's defense. He was playing, but he ended up getting got in that playoff game. That's why they cut him. But he wasn't so bad to where it's like, you got to cut this guy mid-season. Then Kenneth Murray. This guy was a captain for the Tennessee Titans. Had 8 tackles for loss for the Tennessee Titans. Had almost 100 tackles for the Tennessee Titans. Came over here, it's like he was dumb as a box of rocks. I hate to say it. But we realized that it wasn't really on the players. It was on Eberflus not able to communicate and get into the calls so that the players could get into the calls, right? It was just it was a whole mess. But I'm so excited, y'all. I cannot wait to give my top defensive coordinators because I got some that nobody is talking about. I got some that like people have mentioned, but I got some that my top 2 candidates, nobody is talking about. What's up, Reginald? Glad to see you in the chat. Did I hear about Russell Wilson? No, what happened to him? What happened to Russell Wilson? He got cut or something? He probably got cut, which would make sense. I got my X up in the background so I can see. No, I didn't see what happened to Russell Wilson. I didn't see. But let me know what happened to him, JB. I didn't see him. But anyway, let's get into it. So make sure y'all hitting that like button. So first I want to start off asking the question, what scheme fits our current personnel? What scheme fits our current personnel? Okay, that's what I want to start off with. And I'm saying this because when we look at our defensive personnel who will be with us next year, or who's currently under contract, and I'm going to just bring it up, Dallas Cowboys 2025 roster. That's actually, because we got to look at who's going to actually be under. Actually, I want to go to ESPN. Actually, let's do the Cowboys because the Cowboys will have like a complete account. But are they going to have it? Okay, so I can do it the depth chart because I was like, I need to do it the depth chart way. What's up, Montana? How you doing? Glad to see you in the chat. Really appreciate everybody being in here today. Please hit that like button. Really appreciate you guys stopping in with me. But let me share this real fast. And I make sure, y'all, that by the 30-minute mark, I need to be halfway done with this show. Because I also do want to go through the Steven interview if we have time. But like I said, these shows, I'm going to start doing hour and 15 minutes tops so that I'm not overloading people with content. But here we go. Okay, so can y'all see this? I think y'all can see this. Let me see. Yeah, y'all can see it. All right, boom. So when we look at that's the offense, let me scroll down because I'm not talking about the offense. We're talking about defense today. We will talk about the offense. Or maybe, I'm gonna talk about the offense too, but I'm starting off with defense. All right, so we look at this. Who do we got? So we know Dono as a Raku, he's a rookie. He's obviously going to be here. Jadeveon is who we need to bring back. We need to bring him back. I'll repeat. We need to bring Jadeveon back. And Dak, also they asked Dak about it in his interview, and he said we need to bring Jadeveon back. And I'm very proud of Dak because he's now the people that he wants. He's letting it be known. He's letting it be clear. No more ambiguity. No more, leave it up to the front office. Hell no. Hell no. You cannot leave it up to the front office. And we, the fans, need to know clearly what you're thinking, what you want, so that we can help push. So Jadeveon, right? But he's not under contract. So right now, you only got Donovan Ezaraku, Kenny Clark. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't know it was clickable links. But anyway, you got Donovan Ezaraku, you got Kenny Clark and Quentin Williams will still be here. Solomon Thomas. Let me look. Did Solomon Thomas sign a 2-year contract? Do y'all know in the chat? Sign a 2-year. I think it. Let me see if it was 2 year, 1 year. Yeah, so he signed a $2 billion contract. So currently, he's still under contract. Then Perion Winfrey. Let me see. Did Perion Winfrey sign 2-year? I don't think he signed 2-year contract. Oh no, he did. Okay, bam, boom. Okay, that's great news. That's great news. Okay, so our D tackle room, everybody is under contract. So you got Kenny Clark, Solomon Thomas, Quentin Williams, Perion Winfrey, Oso Digizua, Jay Toya. So all 6 of these guys will be back unless we move them, right? Then you got Dante Fowler. Dante Fowler, I know for sure he just signed a 1-year deal, so he's not under contract. James Houston, is he under contract? Let me see. James Houston. I don't think he is. A 2-year contract. Let me see. James Houston. Damn, all of these people are actually under 2-year contracts. I thought they were under 1-year contracts. That's amazing. What's up to my guy, Rico? Appreciate you being in here, Rico. It's my guy. Thank you so much for being in here. Davion said it was 2 years for $8 million. Yeah, so all of these guys actually signed 2-year contracts. So that's good. I didn't know. I thought Perion signed 1 year and James. But so you got James here for sure next year. Dante Fowler 1 year. Kenneth Murray and Logan Wilson. Are they set? We know Maris will be here with us. Unless he's traded because he's still on his rookie deal. Kenneth Murray and Logan Wilson. That's who I need to find out about. Because they came to us via trade. So I'm not sure if we've got to extend him or not. Then you got Demarion Overshown, which we ended up leaving him or putting him on IR, but he should be fine. He just had a concussion. You got Shamar James. You got Siobhan Revel who'll be here. Triquez Bridges. You brought him over here via trade. No, we picked him up from the waiver line. So I guess he's just on like a rookie contract. Then you got Reddy Stewart. And the rest of these guys, Kalen Carson will be here. You got Donovan Wilson, Malik Hooker. But Dono is a free agent. I think Malik Hooker, you have to cut in order for him to go. But when we look at this defensive personnel, here's my thinking. I'm thinking that, especially since we got Perion, right? I think we need to move. When you got guys like Perion and Osa, who are really built more like, even though Perion is more versatile than Osa. And let me see, am I on the screen? I'm not even on the screen. I'm sorry, y'all. So a lot of y'all in the chat, y'all better be hitting that like button. That's what I better know. So Jerry seen the landscape the coach is getting, and yet he's still holding on to Flus. Yeah, go back. I talked about this at the beginning of the show. Go back and watch that. I talked about why Jerry is doing that. It's for clicks and views. He gone. But thank you everybody for being in the chat. I really appreciate y'all. But anyway, when I look at this personnel, especially since you got somebody like Perion Winfrey who can play. Well, you don't really want him playing the one technique, but he can play the three technique, the four, the five technique. He can play standing up. Then you got Osa, who I truly believe, guys, if we're not gonna build a scheme around Osa, we need to trade him. I'm gonna say that again. And I know we just paid him. But we've got to ask ourselves if he's a fit. Now, and the next DC that comes in here, I think needs to have a more versatile scheme. If it's just a basic 4-3 scheme, if you're going to run just a basic 4-3 scheme like Eberflus was really trying to run, and then he moved to like the 5 down or whatever, but traditionally it's just a 4-3 scheme, and whenever he, saw a player or two giving up his booty hole with clinch, and he would just put us in base 4-3. Not base 4-3, but I just mean we'd be in the nickel, but it'd be 4 down linemen. Like in the what's it called? In the Lions game, it's a disaster. It's a disaster. And we've been saying since Osa been here that Osa cannot stop the run. But he can. And he looks way better in a 3-4 scheme. Now, of course, this is the National Football League, so nobody is really just staying 3-4 and 4-3. You really need to be multiple. Our head coach wants to be multiple, right? But I'm trying to let you know that Osa does not fit a 4-3 scheme. He is not a traditional 4-3-3 tech. He is a 3-4 defensive end. So I really would like to move him to the 3-4 defensive end, right? To where he can have more, so that he can be able to perform better. So he can be able to perform better. Because in just traditional 4-3, he's getting his ass road graded in the run game. I mean, people are really running at him. You look at Perion Winfrey, he also fits that. You got somebody like Solomon Thomas who can also fit that mold, right? If you're going to keep Solomon Thomas, I thought we was going to have to pick one or the other, but they're both under contract. But honestly, I think Perion Winfrey should have been getting more snaps than Solomon Thomas this season. Because Solomon Thomas is a player that's already peaked. We already know who he is. He's a journeyman. He's going to make some plays for you here and there. Nothing spectacular. He's a rotational guy. Perion Winfrey, when he plays, it seems like he has untapped potential. I don't know what was the purpose of keeping him on ice all damn season. Like, I don't know what the purpose of that was, that y'all decided to keep him on ice all damn season. But I am glad that he's at least signed to us for 2 years so that we can see him next year. You know what I'm saying? But I really think, and then when you think of it, you have well, I used to. I was going to say, we have very versatile linebackers, but honestly, can I say that? Well, you do. Because I got to remember the personnel. You still got Maris. You still got Demo. You obviously need to bring in another linebacker. I would like to bring in a Quincy Williams. I think Quincy, and that's from the Jets, Quentin Williams' brother. But like, we need to get better at that linebacker position. Honestly, Kenneth Murray and Logan Wilson, I want them both to go because I feel like you're kind of blocking guys like Maris. And you're just not better than him. You're not going to make plays better than him. You're not faster than him. You're not more athletic than him. There's no reason for these guys. And what they showed this year is y'all not smarter than him. So there's no reason. That's right, JV. Hit that like button. There's no reason at all for them to be staying here. I don't know if they're under contract or not, but I feel like both of these guys, you can release or cut. Actually, let me just look at over the cap. Over the cap. Because this should tell me over the cap should tell you if you can just like cut Negroes or what. Let me see. It's like, is everybody on here? I'm not seeing Kenneth Murray. You gotta be on here because you got Logan Wilson on here. I'm gonna share this tab instead. So this is over the cap. So we can kind of look at salaries. Looks like, so I had a question about Malik Hooker. Looks like Malik Hooker, you will save, if you cut him pre June 1st, you save $7,000. And if you cut him post June 1st, you save $7,000. So Malik Hooker, you just need to go ahead and cut his ass. Sayonara, buddy. Go ahead and cut him. Then we look at Tyler Smith. Not Tyler Smith. I don't care about Tyler Smith. Logan Wilson looks like his base salary is $6,000. Let's see. Blah blah blah. Yeah, if you cut him, you have no dead money and you actually save $6,000. We should go ahead and get rid of his ass. And I was actually for Logan Wilson until I figured something's gone wrong where he cannot really run anymore. I don't know what. I didn't think he looked that slow when I looked at his film earlier, y'all. Y'all saw my film review. but the guy is slow as hell. For some reason, Kenneth Murray's not on here, so maybe that just means he's a free agent. That's what I'm guessing. If you're not on this list, then that means you're a free agent. Because I do not see him on here. Yep, so Kenneth Murray is a free agent. You don't see Dono on here. That means he's a free agent. So these are all the guys that are currently under contract. Okay. Yeah, so go ahead and cut Malik Hooker to me. Go ahead and cut Logan Wilson. You do not need those guys. Ooh, I did not look at this with Kenny Clark. You can save a lot of money. You have no dead money if you cut him, and you would save $2,500. But we can't. I don't believe in cutting Kenny Clark. I think if you want to move somebody, what you need to be trying to move is Osa. Now we can't cut Osa because, of course, if you cut Osa, you have negative $12 million, and you have a dead cap hit of $32 million. So we can't cut him, but we definitely need to be seeing about how we can trade him. How can we get him somewhere? If you have to pick between, if I have to pick between Osa and Kenny Clark, I'm picking Kenny Clark. I'm straight up, because Kenny Clark is not scheme dependent. Neither is Q. Neither is Perion Winfrey. Like, they're not scheme dependent. Osa is very scheme dependent. That's why I'm like, if we're not going to find a defensive coordinator that can maximize him, the best thing to do would be to trade him to a formidable scheme for his skill set. So anyway, okay, so let me see. So let me look at the comments. But I think we should switch to 3-4. We're keeping Osa. I think you can definitely use Clowney and Ezaraku as outside, like a 3-4 linebacker, right? Because those guys, and we were doing that with Easy. I feel like Easy we really need to unlock. So that's why our next defensive coordinator, guys, if you really want to maximize the talent that you have, you kind of want to maximize the strength, right? You want to look for somebody who's going to come in here and be able to develop as a Raku, because even though he had flashes and we saw that he was pretty good against the run, we brought him here to get sacks. We brought him here. I said again, we brought him here to get sacks. He had like 16, 17 and a half sacks in college, but we wasn't really able to get that production. So I really want to bring somebody on who's going to develop him, who's going to develop Donovan Ezaraku, who's going to maximize Quentin Williams and also Digizua and Kenny Clark. I think somebody needs to come in here who can maximize this D-line and really, James Houston even, because we saw flashes of him, but I think he has a next step. Basically, so the next defensive coordinator that we bring in, we've really got to bring in a teacher, someone who can develop and maximize talent, and someone who I feel like is versatile and multiple, as Shadi says. We don't want to be locked into a scheme. We want to be able to do everything, but in order to be able to do everything, You've got to have versatile players. Put in the chat, versatile players. Put in the chat. We got to have versatile players. And that's what Shotty wants. He wants versatility. He wants you to be able to do multiple things. Because like I said, when a player is locked into, this is a National Football League. You can't just be good at only this. If you're going to be good at only that, then we're just going to use you as a specialist and you could be a special teamer. But to be a starter, you need to be more versatile. But anyway, so we offer that. That's the scheme. I feel like we should be more of a 3-4 type of scheme. But of course, we know this is the NFL and they're going to, you got to be multiple, right? But I really am looking, if you're going to hold on to Osa, you're paying him all that money, you need to find somebody that can maximize Osa. You need to find someone that can max. If you're going to keep him, he is your highest paid right now. I believe your highest paid defender. You can see that right there over the cap. Bam, right there. So he's your highest paid defender. You need to go ahead and figure out how to maximize him because Eberflus did not maximize him. And if front office, if you're done with Osa, then trade him to somewhere he can go. You don't need to hold on to it. It's okay. You can get rid of him. You don't have to hold on to him. If you can find a team that can take him, take on that cap, that salary cap number, go ahead and do it. So anyway, moving on. We at 35 minutes. But I'm gonna move through this next part quickly. Who are your defensive cornerstones and leaders? Who are your defensive cornerstones and leaders? Again, who are your defensive cornerstones and leaders? I kind of already mentioned them. But this is who I think. And y'all can put down in the chat. Make sure y'all hitting that like button, share, and subscribe. I'm giving y'all a lot of good stuff. But let me go here to see. But this is who I think defensive cornerstones are. And I'm putting nicknames because I don't feel like spelling all that, but y'all got it. Uh-oh. Who are your defensive cornerstones? Who are y'all defensive cornerstones? Put that in the chat. If you're watching on the playback, who are your defensive cornerstones? Put in the chat. Who are your defensive cornerstones? Which means, who are the guys that you want to build around? Who do you want to build this defense around? Who should you build this defense around? I'm going to put mine on the screen. I'm going to check the chat and see if we got some similarities. Do y'all have other people that I'm not thinking about? But right now, it's all under contract. We don't have to re-sign. These are the guys who are your defensive cornerstones for me. But y'all let me know in the chat who's your defensive cornerstones and guys that you feel like we should build around. So this is my defensive cornerstones. And I'm going to actually stop sharing my screen and get on the big screen. But these are my defensive cornerstones. Big Q, Quentin Williams, Kenny Clark, Donovan Ezeraku. If y'all listened, and the reason why I got Big Q, that's a given. Pro Bowler, All Pro. Kenny Clark, former Pro Bowler. I don't think he ever got All Pro, but those two are a given. Those two really helped and upgraded your defense. I know sometimes Kenny Clark, my guy Ken in here, he don't fuck with Kenny Clark because he said Kenny Clark was not showing up. But I was like, he was showing up. It was sometimes that his ass was on the ground too, but I think that was more so technique, stupid shit that Eberflus was telling him to do, like shoot up field. Just shoot up field at the goal line. Don't think about anything else. Just shoot up field. The dumbest shit ever. Like, you don't do that dumb shit at the goal line, bro. Like, the goal at the goal line is to create a wall so that they can't run the ball and just walk in. When you shoot upfield, it literally leaves a giant gap. Like, it was so dumb. But anyway, and I'm gonna check the chat, see what y'all said. Cancel your yacht vacation. He says, Flus just threw players out there for the sake of doing so. I agree. Said we need the Jones family to cancel the yacht vacation they take every single year to start a free agency. Even though free agency dates change early, the Jones always end up going on that yacht vacation. Yeah, they don't need to go on no vacation this year. I agree with you on that, JB. We've got major work to do. Rico said Quentin Williams. My guy JV said one text and easy. Let me see. Me and JV, we on one accord. And then YouTube user says re-sign Clark and Williams. We don't have to re-sign them. They're already under contract. So that's the beautiful thing. So those to me are your defensive cornerstones. But what I was going to say about Easy is that reason why Easy is on that list, even though he's a rookie, is Shotty said when Marshawn Nealon passed that Easy really started stepping up and becoming a vocal leader in that locker room. And when you see the flash and the Easy could really be our chess piece. So what I really want, I need somebody to come in here that's going to maximize the hell out of Donovan Ezaraku. We invested a second round pick on him. I don't want him to be cursed like the rest of our second round picks. Not panning out. Sam Williams, Kelvin Joseph, Jalen Smith. I want somebody that can really maximize that young man, because I believe that next year he could be our chess piece. Just like we was like Micah, he could be our chess piece. If we could really get him going, he gets into his peanut butter body in this offseason. And on top of that, he's got that leadership ability and skills. And the locker room is already listening to him. That's what you need. So, I'm keeping that in mind when I'm looking at these defensive coordinators. I'm looking at guys, can you really build talent? Can you teach? Can you develop? Because that's the thing with Eberflus. You had an offseason game plan that was based on a coach being able to teach and develop, because you're bringing guys from other regimes who they were high round draft picks, but they didn't turn out. But you brought in Eberflus and his terrible coaching staff who couldn't develop shit. They couldn't develop, couldn't scheme, couldn't just get the fucking calls out. Getting calls out was an issue from week 1 to week 18. Like, how does that make sense? That's what I'm saying. I'm not worried about it, baby. Do the extensive dive into Eberflus front office. Go ahead. You're going to see he's worse than what you thought. But anyway, make sure y'all hitting that like button, that share button, please. And subscribe if you haven't. Subscribe. We're getting closer and closer to 1,000 subscribers. Michael Donna says, do we need to bring back Clowney? Absolutely. Because he's also become a locker room leader. That's why I'm like, we need to bring Clowney back. We have to bring Clowney back, bro. That's a must resign. But let me get to my next topic. Okay, so I already talked about that. Need to maximize the D-line. Get a D-line specialist as DC. I think that's important. Let me tell y'all. At first, I liked White Cotton. But when you look at that D-line, you're like, I'm pretty sure Jeff Zoniga, our defensive line coach under Zimmer, was better. Because let's look at it. When Micah came back, he's leading the league in sacks. Osa had his best year, had me thinking he was going to be a Pro Bowler. What's his name? We let him go. We should have re-signed him. But Carl Lawson balled the fuck out. He pretty much had a similar year, just like Jadeveon Clowney. Carl Lawson had 8.5 sacks. Jadeveon Clowney had 8.5 sacks. Who else developed? Mozzie developed under Jeff Zone. I don't know. I'm just gonna call him Jeff Z because I don't want to butcher his name. But under Jeff Z, who else? Like, everybody developed under Zimmer and Jeff Z. But when I look at White Cotton, bro, you didn't develop shit. You didn't develop shit. Nobody looked great. Nobody. Donovan Ezeraku, he had flashes. But that was about it. So I'm honestly for, to be honest, guys, when I call this show Offseason to-do list, I'm really for cleaning house on that side of the ball. Even if you weren't Eberflus's guy. I don't think White Cotton was Eberflus's guy, but I'm still like clean house on that side of the ball. Clean it from top to bottom. Because remember as well, White Cotton, he got put on adjustment duty. He was supposed to be the on-field adjuster. Did you see on-field adjustments? Did y'all see on-field adjustments? Oh, what's up, Angie? That's my girl, Angie. What's up, Angie? Glad to see you in the chat. But did y'all see on-field these that's right, JV. Mozzie was developing under Zimmerman and Zagona. Exactly. Osa had his bed. I was so for signing Osa because I was confident Osa was going to be a Pro Bowler this year, or at least play at Pro Bowl level. Horrible. It was terrible. That's what I'm saying. Like, you actually cannot keep him. He said, yeah, that D-line never looked good. That's what I'm saying. They never look good. They never look good consistently. That's what I'm saying. See, because first I was for White Cotton. I saw the videos of him cussing Big Q out. I saw it. I was like, oh, okay. He seemed like he's a serious coach. And, he's really, he's going to be stern and he's going to get shit done. No. No, he did not. So I'm for a clean house sweep on that side of the ball. Let me see what else. What positions? That's next. What positions do we need to target in draft or free agency? This is my hierarchy. Y'all let me know in the chat. What positions do we need to target in draft or free agency? What positions do we need to target in draft and free agency? Here's mine. This is in order too. Secondary. Wait, hold on. What did I say? Secondary. This is my order. So what positions do we need to target in draft and free agency? I said secondary, edge, then the linebackers. Offense, I'm sorry, baby, but I'm not really worried about y'all. We're making out a receiver in there. We're making out an offensive lineman. But my focus in this draft is just like the 2021 draft. We've got, in this free agency, we've got to rebuild this defense. We have to rebuild this defense from top to bottom. I showed who the defensive cornerstones are. You only have 3. If you sign back Clowney, you'll have 4. But you can't really count Clowney as a cornerstone just because of his age, but you can definitely say you bring him back as he's a locker room guy. But when you say what positions we need to target in draft and free agency, secondary, number 1. But I don't want to go in the draft horny for a corner, because remember when we went in the draft in 2021, we was horny for a corner. We got wiped out because we wanted J.C. Horner-Surtain. We got wiped out. Now, luckily, we fell on a generational talent in Michael Parsons, but there's no guarantee that's going to happen. So before we get to the draft, we need to try to solidify or bring in a vet. You need a vet corner and a vet safety. Honestly, all 3. I want a vet corner, a vet safety, as well as a veteran linebacker and a veteran edge. So I want a vet safety, a vet corner, a vet linebacker, and a vet edge before we get to draft. Because when I get to the draft, I honestly want to do BPA, to be honest. But BPA defensive side of the ball. BPA defensive side of the ball. I know I will be open to tackle, but I'm not going to be open for tackle at 12. 12, because that's where we pick now, guys. 12 needs to be a defensive player. I don't care. 12 needs to be a defensive player. Now, if you want to use our second first round pick on a tackle, I'm fine with that. Okay. Some people are saying maybe we trade our first round pick and we go and get Max Crosby. I don't think Max Crosby will be traded. I do not. Because the Raiders don't have shit else. They don't have shit else to market. You have Max Crosby and you have Ashton Genty. Now, unless Max Crosby wants to be out of there, then I can see him going. But, and I know they said it's rocky and they're open to trading him. And it's like, I want Max Crosby. I do want Max Crosby for sure. But you also have to think, if you get Max Crosby and you trade your first round picks, maybe because if they say they want 2 first round picks, you already have, what is it? Because don't we have to trade? Yeah, we already traded next year's first round pick to the Jets, whichever one's higher. So you only have 1 first round pick next year. You have 2 this year. So either you're gonna trade your first round pick this year and next year, and then you're only gonna have a first at the bottom of the draft, and then you won't pick again. Because I don't think we have a second round pick? I think we have a second round pick. Let me look real fast. Let me see what y'all saying in the chat. She said, all I want to do is hear Flu's getting fired. I'm with you, Angie. That's why we on Flu's fire watch. But that shit ain't going to happen till Jerry got to build suspense. Says Zimmer wanted to stay, but Jerry, I know. We should have kept Zimmer. Shout out to my guy, Luke. Lou's Takes, one of the best in the business. JV said, draft safety LB. I agree. Sorry, that's just... Mike said defensive end, linebacker, and defensive back. Okay, so you're putting edge first. Okay. My guy Rico, he said linebacker. Oh, that's the wrong comment. My guy Rico, he said linebacker, safety, and cornerback. Okay. Davion said, truth be told, special teams coach Nick need to be booted too. He was awful. Turpin was awful too. Turpin was pretty bad this year. I'm already off of him as, he could be wide receiver 4. But honestly, I'm at this point where I'm trying to replace Turpin. He's just not worth $18 million. Find somebody else. I'm for drafting a really fast wide receiver in the draft, back half, like the 4th or 5th round. I'm really ready to replace Turpin. I'm not gonna lie. And then Mike said Fields needs a free agency, then BPA and draft. Bring Bones Fossils back. I was done with Bones ass too. But I'm gonna look around the league and see who are the best special teams units. I've been so focused on defensive coordinator, but I will look into that special teams unit. Oh, he said it's not in order. Okay, all right, bet. Yeah, see, JV said we have 2 firsts and a 4th. That's what I'm saying. We don't have a second round pick. You don't have a 3rd round pick. Oh, yeah, because I think we gave a 2nd for Big Q. We gave a first, a 2nd for Big Q, and then next year's first. So you only have 2 firsts and a 2 firsts and a 4th this year. Then we gotta look at the free agency pool and say, is it that rich? Because you may have to actually trade. Like, I want somebody like a Minkah Fitzpatrick. But can we just get Minkah Fitzpatrick, or do we have to trade? Let me look it up. Is Minkah Fitzpatrick a free agent? Probably not. Let me see. No, he is not a free agent. He is under contract with the Miami Dolphins. Yeah, so he's not a free agent until after 2026. So you're gonna have to trade for Minkah. So that's already 1 pick lost, but I don't give a damn. I'm for trading Minkah. Get Minkah in here. I said we should have traded for Minkah at the trade deadline. So get his ass in here ASAP. Get Minka in here ASAP. I want to solidify those positions. So whether you got to trade, it's like, hey, front office, instead of trading for bust, how about we just trade for slightly aging, very good elite players? Instead of trading for young bust because y'all done that, didn't fucking work out, how about we trade for actually proven good players? Minka should not cost that much. He should cost you about a fifth round pick. I'm thinking, or fifth, and maybe next year's third or something. Get it done. But I do think we should bring Minka in. As far as I think we should re-sign Clowney, so that's your free agent edge. As far as cornerback and linebacker, I'm gonna have to look into the free agency market for that to see. One that's really good, but I'm like, I don't know if he'll be a free agent or not, will be Reek Woolen from Seattle. I think he actually is a free agent. So Tariq Woolen would be one I would go after. Linebacker wise, I'm not sure for the sake of time. Yeah, that shit was crazy, bro. When I saw him get hocked down, I'm like, this ain't fast no more. I'm like, how the hell did he get tracked down like that? Like, what the hell? Yeah, he got to go. He said Jerry's banking on those first round picks to be cornerstones. That's what I'm saying. We can't. Now you can get a cornerstone at 12. We got Booker at cornerstone at 12. We thought we had a cornerstone at Micah until we traded them like idiots. But you can get a cornerstone at 12, best to believe. So that's why I'm a little bit eerie for trading for Max Crosby. Because I know I do want Max Crosby, but I'm like, what is that going to cost? And can we not just bring in, I don't know. I need to, but before I say that, I gotta look deeper into the draft class, y'all. I looked all season, but it was just like loose. I need to look deeper into the draft class to kind of be able to decide which way we should go. But it's like, because getting Max Crosby sounds great, but I just don't know. I don't know. And like I said, you can get a young stud for 5 years that could be generational. If it's generational in this draft class at certain positions, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I have to look deeper. But anyway, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Please hit the like button. Please hit the share button and the subscribe button. And let me see. All right, yeah, this is my last topic bit. So last thing we're gonna do is listen to Steven's interview, because I put a tweet that kind of went like semi-viral. I was like, my God, Steven's saying we're going all in. People are like, don't believe it. I'm like, listen, I'm not spazzing out over it. I'm just saying Steven don't use language like go all in. That's what Jerry do. But let me see. Hopefully it's in here. Because I think the interview is only like 8 minutes or some shit. It's really short. Where he at? So we're going to listen to it live again. I barely listened to this. I might even skip around, but I want to... Sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to get it because some of them questions were so long. Like, who cares about Thanksgiving and Christmas? Yeah. Okay, yeah, I don't really care about that, but I will play this clip. Let me share this with y'all. And you said they messed up trying to convert Turpin into a wide receiver. Yeah, we was all, I have to be honest, I was definitely on the get Turpin more involved. now we see why the hell Mike McCarthy was not get more involved. Even though he did get him more involved in 2023, so that's not true. He did. And Turpin was more involved last year too. But he's just not he's a gadget guy. He's just a gadget guy. That's just the best I can say. He's a gadget guy. Okay, but anyway, let's listen to this Stephen Jones interview. I'm gonna be listening to Stephen because reason why I'm listening to Stephen is because Stephen is not on the salesman BS, right? So if Stephen is saying something, when Stephen said we're going to be, making changes, looking at things differently, they did do that by making trades for significant players, but he still tried to be cheap in the offseason. He cannot go cheap like he did in the offseason, right? Or if you're going to go a little bit cheap, you've got to bring in elite coaching. You got to bring in elite coaching, elite communicators, elite teachers, because you did not do that. And that's ultimately why your little plan failed. But anyway, let's listen to this interview and then I'm going to get the hell off of here. So hopefully we get this wrapped up in about 15 minutes because I'm really looking for a specific quote, but I don't know where it is at in the interview.
And finishing at 500 mean to you and to the organization?
Yeah, I think it's obviously something we've got our eye on the ball on. I mean, we're, disappointed we're in this position. We really, felt like after that 3-game run during Thanksgiving that we were getting back in it and had a shot, but we didn't play our best ball there for, starting with Detroit. But, feel like we're getting our hands around it again, and certainly, it would be something we could build off of in the offseason is finish strong. And, we just feel like we got a lot of pieces in place between, obviously the offense had a great year, and we still got a lot of work to do on defense. It just never quite came around to the level that we need it to be to be competing for a championship. And that's where we have to be. But at the same time, we do think we put a lot of pieces, on that defensive side of the ball. Certainly we've fired up about, having 2 number 1 picks going into the off season, and, just feel like we're really heading into a good direction with Shotty and his staff and this football team. And it'd be great to finish strong.
So just commenting off of that, that's also why, Eberflus is gone. He's gone. Because he was like, we thought we had made a turnaround. And then shit just kept going downhill. And he said, we did feel like we did put pieces over. That's what I was saying. Now, did we have the best defensive personnel in the league? Hell no. But we certainly did not have the 32nd worst personnel in the league. That probably would be more so the Raiders or maybe the Bengals or the Dolphins. I mean, who the fuck do they don't have anybody. You know what I'm saying? But all of those defenses that were bad, they improved going throughout the season. Eberflus is the only defensive coordinator who was horrible, who did not improve, right? And you see how he didn't mention Flus. He said, I'm very happy with Shotty and the direction he's going with his staff. But Eberflus, there's just nothing you can hold on to say, yeah, keep him here. But y'all be sure to hit that like button. Please hit the like button. Please hit the share button. And please subscribe to Stargazer Sports if you haven't done so already.
And Steven, sticking with those picks that you mentioned, you and the front office members mentioned around the draft season that you usually finish with less than 20 or so first-round grades, somewhere like 16 to 17 on a good year. And there's a chance you could be picking outside of that talent window. What would you say to people that are more concerned about picking within that talent window versus finishing?
Well, this is kind of irrelevant because we just found out we are at 12. Woo! We are at 12, which is really pretty good. Someone's going to fall to you at 12. Some teams are going to overlook it. We hope that it's likely somebody like Caleb Downs. But somebody great is going to fall to us at 12, and they're going to be just sitting there staring us in the face. So if we keep 12 and we don't trade it for Max Crosby.
The year strong.
Yeah, I just think, finishing and winning is so important. And, I still think grades are really a lot players once you get into 11 and
fair to assume we all really want Green Bay to lose in the first round of the playoffs, though, right?
I hate to root against people, but yes, they would understand why we're rooting against them. And yeah, we want our picks. Obviously, their pick to be as good as it can possibly be. So whoever they're up against, I'm sure will.
I wanted to shift gears and get your thoughts on the play of Jadeveon Clowney this season. And when he talks about he wants to be ready earlier next year and everything, do you think he has merited a spot on this team next year?
Absolutely. I mean, he's played a very high level.
And that's great to hear. That's great to hear. I do think they're going to for sure bring. I'm willing to bet that Clowney will be one of the first re-signs or first to do the extension. I firmly believe it's going to be Clowney will be first.
He's played, he's been one of our best pressure players, and obviously has a great pedigree, being the first pick in the draft, albeit a few years ago. But no, we'd love to have Jadeveon back. We'll be talking with his guys right away, and would love to get him in the mix, and because he is a leader, we'd love to have him in the mix from the get-go, which would be outstanding. So hopefully with his willingness to want to be here and us wanting him to be here, hopefully we can figure something out.
You know, you've always, over the years, always given us really good insight on the salary cap. I'm curious, and maybe the process changes every single year. Do you guys sit down and you go, well, we're going to, flip the switch on Dak, Tyler, CD, whatever the case is, and this is the real amount of money that we're going to be working with going into the offseason?
Yeah, we've already, we have our different iterations of the cap, and certainly have iterations where we work the majority of, if not all of our high-priced guys, and seeing what we can really do here to keep, guys like George Pickens and Javonte Williams, and as you mentioned, Jadeveon Clowney. And
love that he said those three names, because those are the three guys. If you're going to sacrifice, Jerry said in a recent interview that, he understand why Micah's mad at him and stuff like that, because he said we couldn't afford to pay him, because he said we just wanted 4 players over Micah. Okay, Jerry. Well, let's back it up then. You got rid of Micah. That means George Pickens needs to be signed. Javonte Williams needs to be signed. Jadeveon Clowney needs to be signed. Right? Because that means you would have got, for trading Micah, you got Quentin Williams, you got Kenny Clark, you got George Pickens, you got Javonte Williams, you got Jadeveon Clowney. I'll take those 4 players, right? Because those are all good to elite players. I will take 4 good to great to elite players over 1 player. If the front office gets all of those guys signed, and we nail it in the draft, I'll put it on record right now. I will forgive front office for the Micah trade. But that's if we sign George Pickens, if we sign Javonte Williams, if we sign Jadeveon Clowney, and we kill it in the first round with our draft pick, or we move those first round picks and bring in somebody like a Max Crosby, I will forgive the Joneses, because that means, like I said, you got multiple great to elite players to sacrifice. You sacrifice 1 elite generational player for multiple great to elite players. I don't think I can be mad at that. I don't think I can be mad at that.
See if we can keep those guys around, and certainly that's what we've been working on. We've been our group that works in and around our cap have been hard at it, and we'll take a long, hard look at it and see what we have there. Obviously, we've added some players, and when you look at guys like Kenny Clark and Q and those guys, so obviously those guys are going to be a big part of it. We signed Osa last year, so we feel like we're in good shape, and that we can certainly make this team better, and we plan on doing that.
And Kenny Clark feels like maybe kind of a unique situation in terms of he's still under contract, but there's no guaranteed money left on the contract. Does that give both sides some more flexibility to make sure something can be worked out?
Absolutely, and Kenny's just been more than advertised for us. He's a leader. He's a man's man. He's great on the field. He's great off the field in the room with
He's
the
gonna get
guys.
re-signed for sure.
He's a guy we want to have around here.
And Stephen, focusing on the defense, specifically on the linebacker position, I want to know your thoughts on Logan Wilson and his progression as he did not play a single snap last week.
Yeah, I mean, that was us obviously in the first half. Very few mistake, but some consistency and the road times of the game with not. So sure, Shotty on the table, but we're going to roll up our sleeves and look at all the areas where we have to improve. And K9's had his moments this year where he's played well, and he's obviously very talented. And Logan's obviously a guy we think can help there, but we've got to really roll up our sleeves and see how we can make this defense better in the offseason.
Confusion on the part of the player or the position coach?
The position coach and the staff, the defensive staff.
Well, we appreciate the time. Very
crazy. This was not the interview. I don't know where this was not the interview I wanted to look at. It may have been one on DFW the ticket, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut the live stream. And we'll just on my next show, I may end up going over it because there were some direct quotes that was posted from Steven saying going all in, saying we didn't have an identity on defense. So I'm not sure. That may be on the DFW ticket interview where he said, let me see if I can just. I'm like, that was not the interview. I just assumed that. Oh, hold on. Let me see who was that posted that. Oh, it probably was John Michelle.
In perspective, she has 2 3-pointers tonight. She had made 4 total for the season coming into tonight.